This is Me and Mine, episode 3. I'm Cory, and this is my beautiful girlfriend,
Deanna.
Look at us. We're so great. Today, we're talking about love.
It's all about love.
Let's talk about love. So what is love, bitch?
Love is everything.
Okay, elaborate.
We are love. The world operates on love. Love is so important.
Yeah, but bring it back home for like the less woo-woo people.
Okay. That was pretty woo-woo. I felt woo-woo.
Sitting here with your scarf, you're like, we are love.
I'm like, just be love. Well, our first introduction to love in this life is through our mother. Being inside of your mother, growing inside of her. There's this feeling of love without you even being born yet. So it really does start from the very moment you are conceived.
Which we hope to be a moment of love.
Love, right.
Conscious conception.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay. Rather than the what is love, love is everything, right? Because I agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
But that goes deep.
Right.
What is love in an interpersonal
Like to
perspective?
me?
Exactly. Like our love. What is that?
I think it's unconditional. It's gentle. It's flowy. It's always evolving. It's like almost like bigger than ourselves. It's powerful. It's sexy. Yeah, those are the adjectives that come to mind. What is it to you?
Well, I think I always bring it back to love is not something that you make me feel. Mm-hmm. It's something that I feel when I'm in your presence.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right? It's not like I love you.
Mm-hmm.
It's your presence brings about love in me.
Yeah. Yeah.
So all those adjectives are true.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's less about like sure, our love is those things, but I think it's more about like those are attributes of yourself that are accentuated by my presence.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Those are attributes of myself that are accentuated by your presence.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then we kind of just come together in love.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think that love in like a romantic situation starts from yourself. Because if you don't love yourself, then you cannot love somebody else truly, unconditionally.
Agreed.
Mm-hmm.
I think both of us were on our own journeys of self-love during college when we were platonic friends, which is why when college ended, we kind of finished that little journey that we were on and said, why don't we do this love thing together?
Yeah. We were platonic friends for a very long time before we were lovers. And I think we both sort of needed to do that in order to find the love within ourselves to then come together. Or else I don't think it would have been quite the same.
No, I agree.
Or quite as sustainable.
What do you mean by sustainable?
Like I think maybe it would have been like a little bit more lustful, a little less serious. If we had met in college and immediately started dating, I think it would have been a college relationship, maybe a little codependent, a lot of parties, a lot of alcohol, maybe not as much depth as we have now. Yeah, that's what I think. If we had started it immediately after meeting each other.
I can agree with that.
Yeah, I also think that like our platonic friendship before we started dating is like the key to all of this.
Yeah, because I think that let me realize that I didn't just have to love a girl as this physical object, beautiful as you are, but like I didn't need to just love you for your physical being. Like,
yeah,
I loved you whether we were kissing or not.
Yeah.
I loved you as just like, we had a great time together.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we didn't kiss for a while.
We didn't kiss for a while.
Yeah, so it was just like very genuine, very innocent. We should probably tell the story about how this all started.
You got it.
I got it?
You got it.
Okay, so like we said, we were friends. We met through a mutual friend in college, and same major, communications, as we've mentioned before on past episodes. So we had classes together. We had similar schedules. So the first time I met you, we were in some radio class. And we kind of just walked out of class together, and I was like, "Oh, you're Cory. Like I heard, about you through a mutual friend." He's like, "Oh, like you must be Dee." And that was we kept it like pretty brief to that from what I remember. And then through that mutual friend, we sort of started hanging out like as a friend group. Very casually, like just random, come over, hang out, let's go to the bar, stuff like that. And then our senior year of college, we would start to hang out like alone. I mean, we did a little bit our junior year, but not as much with that friend group. And it was very platonic. There was really no, is this something? Is this not something, for me at least at the time? And I just enjoyed like being around you. It was hard for me to find people who were like me in college and shared the same values and had the same like spiritual beliefs, and you did. So being in your presence was just like very easy and very comforting. And then, yeah, our senior year, he asked me on a date in the beginning of the year, and I panicked and was like, no, we can't go on a date. We're friends. And I was just absolutely not ready for that level of seriousness at that point in my life. So I completely shut it down. It scared the fuck out of me. And we kept it pushing. We kept being friends. Nothing really changed. And then the day after college, we started getting a little flirty towards the end of the year. Right? It was like a little bit more flirty than it was when we were just friends. And then the day after college, we took mushrooms together, and Cory was basically like, I have a lot of love for you, and I don't want to like have you go back home and not tell you that. And it was like, what? My mind was fucking blown. I was like, you love me? And I told you, well, you don't exhaust me. And that was pretty much it. We were together really since that day. I mean, that wasn't really it. We had very extensive conversations about my fears going into relationship, your fears going into relationship, what this relationship would be, how we wanted it to be. We set some pretty clear boundaries from the beginning.
We did?
Yeah. Did I miss anything? I think that was pretty much it.
No, you didn't really miss much. I mean, like, my first impression of you was this girl named Dee, who I didn't even know was real in the beginning, because every time I heard your name, I thought people were trying to Dee's nuts me. Oh, yeah, I'm going over to Dee's house. Yeah, sure you are. Dee's nuts in your face, asshole.
Right, you thought they were joking.
Yeah. So D's real. D's in my class. D gets called out on like the first day of class when we had a poll discussion, and on the board it says, what would you do if money was no issue? And it said I would take mushrooms and hang out in the forest with the animals. And I saw that on the board, and our professor read it out loud. And he was like, Deanna said. And I turned around, I was like, that girl could be my girlfriend.
I had no idea those were going to be projected onto the class. I thought it was just for the professor's eyes only.
Yeah.
And then he called my ass out.
He called your ass out.
Good thing he did.
Good thing.
Because you sparked interest in me.
This is too loud.
Do we need to start over?
Nah, it was just temporary. All right, we're back. It was too quiet. Now it was too loud. Now it's just right, just like the porridge. I'll keep it right here.
It's like the porridge.
All right. Yeah, that was about it. I mean, we were pretty platonic friends, and I was on this whole thing. I was like, basically, I was celibate like senior year, like didn't really talk to any girls, was like just meditating and praying every day and deep in religious study on Hinduism and Buddhism and yoga and doing my stuff every day and making videos and really figuring out who the hell I was. Mm-hmm. And yeah, ultimately I unlocked this sense of self-awareness, sense of self-love, whatever you want to call it. And I was not seeking a girlfriend or seeking a partner at all. Mm-hmm. But you were kind of right there.
Yeah, same.
And I couldn't deny that. So, open up the door, let you in, see if you want to stay a while.
Yeah.
You stayed a little bit. You're sticking around.
Staying a little longer.
So, ultimately, it's like the reason we have this love between us is because we unlock something in ourselves. Mm-hmm. Plain and simple.
Yep.
The reason we have this open communication, we have this open dialogue, and we can freely express ourselves to each other. And I don't really, I do my best to not have any judgment towards you. Mm-hmm. And I think I do a damn good job. And I think you give me the same back.
Yep.
And the idea of loving in a relationship for me is a safe place where you're not going to be judged. You're not going to be condemned, where you feel accepted, forgiven, valued, appreciated, loved, all in one place where you can express yourself to your truest extent. Mm-hmm. And be transparent.
And still be loved.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. I can tell you about all my bullshit that I have going on, and I think it's a big exercise. Mm-hmm. It's a huge exercise for us in our own self-awareness to not only be writing our deepest, darkest thoughts in our journal, but to be saying them out loud to each other.
Yeah, it's hard.
It's hard.
It's uncomfortable.
And also, think about it too, is like we have this sense of attachment, mm-hmm. which we've talked about. I mean, not on the podcast, but like I have this sense of attachment to you. Mm-hmm. Right? I have this image in my head of like who you are and who you should be.
Yeah.
Whether I try to or not. Mm-hmm. And sometimes you say things and maybe it breaks that mold of who I thought Deanna was. And I have to play with that in my own head. And I have to accept you and forgive you and love you exactly the way that you are.
Yeah.
And if I can't do that, then that's when relationships end.
Yeah.
Right? So it's like, if I value your presence enough, if you can bring about a feeling of love in me so much so that I can love you in all of your different forms when you go through your cycles every different day of the month, mm-hmm. and I can love you on every day, that's how this shit works.
Yeah. And like not letting things fester is big. Like don't let shit go even if shit's small. Because the moment that something bothered you about the person, whether it was an action or something they said or whatever it was, if you just choose to let that go and to not speak to your partner about it and just say, hey, you know, I really didn't like whatever, how you were talking to my dog. That builds up And then that's a fight 2 weeks later. Not about the dog, about something completely different. Maybe I blow up on you in the car because you made the wrong turn, but it had nothing to do with you making the wrong turn. It's because I didn't speak to you about the dog situation 3 weeks ago, and then it festered inside me, and then it leaks out elsewhere. I think that festering is very important in a loving relationship because that's how those little petty fights happen. And you don't even really know what they're about, and it doesn't really make much sense, but it's because it's something that happened 6 months ago or last week that you never spoke up about.
Well, that's the idea of like emotions, energy in motion.
Yep.
Emotion means energy in motion. And if you don't let that motion, that energy make its way through your body,
Yep.
and get out and process it, it gets stuck. And then and then you know what happens? You like a beaver's building a little dam in a river, right? Eventually the water gets so strong it breaks through that dam, and it does with a hell of a lot of energy, more than it should have.
Exactly. And that's that blow up.
Exactly. So it's like the idea that I've seen, and I think we both have talked about this visualization, is communication in our relationship being like the flow of water, right? It's a hose. Like we have this hose that goes from me to you, right? And the water's going through this hose. It's flowing through this hose, and it's high pressure because there's a lot going to you. There's a lot going to me. We talk a lot.
Yeah, we have a lot of thoughts.
Yeah. And sometimes there's a kink in that hose, right? And it takes somebody, one of us, to go, hey, there's a kink in that hose. And you need to unkink it.
Yeah.
And the hose isn't always going to be straight.
Yep.
And that's and like we've been working through that. Like, if there's a kink in a hose, just unkink it.
Just unkink it.
It's not like the hose is broken. It's not like you have to get a new. It's not like you got to call the water company and have somebody come and fix it.
Or go shut the water off. It's like, just take the kink out of the hose and then it's fine.
We can do it ourselves.
And the kink out of the hose is very simply, most of the time, just an honest conversation. That's really all it is.
And it takes vulnerability too, though.
Of course it takes vulnerability. It's difficult to have an honest conversation.
I think in the beginning, it was like, for me, it was almost scary because nobody had ever accepted my honest thoughts in a relationship. I'd never been in a relationship where it was like, oh, I can actually speak my truth and she's not going to get mad at me for it. Yeah. That was new to me.
Yeah.
I had this like pit in my stomach to say something to you that I thought may have hurt one of my past partners or hurt one of my friends, their feelings, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, I've got to be able to hurt your feelings, and you've got to be able to hurt my feelings. We got to be okay with that.
Yeah.
If we want to do this.
Yeah, definitely. I don't think I had ever been in a relationship where like somebody like called me out on my bullshit. Like I had never really been challenged ever. It was always, I was just yes. Like, yes, whatever you want to do. Yes. You like, so you offering this like different perspective of like, I actually don't like that idea. Or whatever it is, it's like refreshing to feel challenged and to feel that you're not afraid to give me some pushback on things. I like that.
Yeah, I like it from you too.
Yeah.
Don't tell me all my ideas are good. Tell me which ones are bad. It's more valuable.
Yeah, definitely.
I know most of them are good.
Yeah.
That's fucking narcissistic.
I don't know about most. No, you have good ideas. But
a lot of good ideas, but
not all of them ideas. Not all of them are, useful.
Yeah. That's fine. Yeah. It's we're getting back into the communication thing, but it's all right. I kind of want to talk about love now. Get fucking woo-woo.
Get woo-woo?
Yeah, I'm going to get woo-woo. You ready?
Okay, let's hear something woo-woo.
All right, I've got a page of my journal here. Let me open it up. We're going to go to... All right. So... my idea is, like you said in the beginning, love is all around us, right? Mm-hmm. So basically, our relationship is an exercise to see that love in myself, to see that love in you, to see that love in the world around us. Like when we're in love, we're in love.
Yep.
Right? The in love is a recognition of the truth of our state of being, of like where we actually are, right?
Yep.
The creator created this universe. The creative force of this universe is love. Mm-hmm. Right? And that's a big part of the game, and that's a lot. I write about that a lot. So here I have you'll be one with the beloved once you see that you are beloved, and you are beloved just as you are. We are all beloved. The world is full of love, overflowing with love, eternally beloved. Love is the space between our differences. Love is where polarity becomes unified. Love is where opposites dance as one. Love may be beyond our understanding. However, love will never be beyond our appreciation. Look upon love with deep admiration. Place awareness in love, and your awareness will be loving.
Mm-hmm. That's beautiful.
What comes up for you?
I feel like it is all consuming, and it is something that it's almost it's bigger than us. Like I said in the beginning, like even the love that I feel for you, like I mean, I tell you all the time, like how many times can I say I love you? Because it's just like this feeling that I don't know how else to articulate how I feel about you other than to say I love you. And sometimes that doesn't even feel like enough. Sometimes I feel like I need more words. I need more things that make sense for the way I feel to come across to you. And that's what that is. That's that it's bigger than us. It's more than just a word.
Yeah. I think the love that we feel together is something that's been here the whole time.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's almost like a remembering
of
love. Mm-hmm. It's like, oh, this is how we're supposed to be. Mm-hmm. It's like that childish nature that was just curious in the world and always in awe and always in wonder. Mm-hmm. That comes out in love.
Yeah.
That
it's
is
innocence.
Love.
It's
exactly
pure. It's like totally like untethered.
Yeah. It's we remember what we've been all this time, right? And I've taken the mantra, and I'm sure I told you about it in the past. I know I've told you about it, is the I am loving awareness. I am loving awareness. I am loving awareness. I am loving awareness. Right? And basically what that did for me is it wiped the slate clean. Mm-hmm. We said in the last podcast, like, you have glasses on all the time.
Right.
I took the glasses off. Mm-hmm. I'm loving awareness. I'm loving awareness. And you're just looking there wide eyes, like a baby when it comes out of the womb and it's looking at the world and it's just, it is love.
It's like, what?
It is love.
Yeah.
That's what it is. It's wide eyes.
Yeah. And that loving awareness that you sort of took on, like, what did that do for you?
It just brought about a sense of wonderment in everything. Mm-hmm. It made me curious. That's that. It made me like childlike. It made me want to play. It made me more myself. Mm-hmm. I was me, but I wasn't me.
Yeah.
It made me so much more myself. I'm more myself now than I've ever been in my entire life.
Yeah.
Because when you're a kid, people tell you how to act.
Yep.
There's things that you like to do, and people tell you, "Oh, do this, don't do this." Mm-hmm. Oh, you're playing with dolls. You should play with action figures. Mm-hmm. Don't stand on the table and dance. Mm-hmm. The floor's for dancing.
Right.
Not for the rest of my life. The floor's for dancing. But why is the table not for dancing?
Right. I want to dance on the table.
I want to dance on the table.
Yeah. Don't eat that. Eat this.
Exactly.
Don't chew with your mouth full. Close your legs.
These little things that we're told the whole time. You get to wipe the slate clean. I'm loving awareness. I am loving awareness. Mm-hmm. You wipe that slate clean. Whoa.
Yeah.
I can accept myself. I can forgive myself. And then when you're a clean slate, you're looking at the world as a clean slate. I'm looking at you as a clean slate. You don't see yourself. You have all these judgments and all these labels on yourself. And then there I am looking at you in your perfection.
Yeah.
And like, that's me showing up as loving awareness. Mm-hmm. To be able to look at somebody, I'm walking through the airport. I have a couple different mantras I do when I travel.
Yeah, what are they?
So I usually pick one for the whole entire time I'm traveling.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go. I enter the airport. And I think about it usually in the car ride over there. What am I going to do? What's the mantra? First one is, may you be free from suffering. May you be at peace. May you be loved.
Mm-hmm.
And you walk, and you don't say it out loud. You walk past somebody. You look at them. And you say, may you be free from suffering. May you be at peace. May you be loved.
Mm-hmm.
And you bless them. And you feel, and I feel a tether of energy going out of my being up into the ground, straight up into theirs, connecting with their heart and just hugging them with my etheric body.
Mm-hmm.
Now, that's fucking woo woo.
Yeah, and sometimes you can even see the person like look
see it a
over
lot
at
of
you,
times.
or like kind of look around. It's
See it
like,
a lot of times.
Yeah.
And I play with like, how can I be just a blank slate in that? How can I see that person in their perfection, their innocence?
Mm-hmm.
So that's one of the mantras I'll play with. And then the other one is, I accept you, I forgive you, and I love you.
Mm-hmm.
I accept you, I forgive you, and I love you.
Yeah.
Right? It doesn't matter if I know him.
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Can't I just forgive him?
Yeah.
Right?
Can't you just love and accept them exactly as they are?
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. And that takes you through everything in your life.
Yeah. Here. Let's say another one. Because I find when I love and accept other people, I love and accept myself.
Mm-hmm. And
through loving and accepting other people, I come to know myself, because our judgments that we have in the world are our judgments that we have in ourselves.
Right.
So when I can look at you and accept and forgive you and love you, I'm doing the same thing for myself.
Mm-hmm. And it's all aspects of the self too, because there's parts of yourself that maybe are a little dark. Maybe you don't want to admit that are there, or you feel, or whatever it is. And that's the part that you love and accept. You know, that's the part that's hard to love and accept when it comes to a partner or when it comes to yourself. You have that dark side. Everybody does. We're human beings.
Yeah. So
Go ahead, let's hear it.
So I beg and plead, God, how do we as separate entities come to become one? Love is love is love. Stop the judgment, be the witness. Accept and forgive, start with yourself. Accept and forgive yourself before you truly love yourself. Love yourself before you truly love anyone else. Love is love is love. Be loved, be loved, be loved, be loved, be loved. How do I love myself? I be love. Love knows no judgment. Love has no resentment. What would love do? Love would look upon the world with an innocent smile of appreciation and curiosity. Love would see you in your perfection. Love would walk gently and act with compassion. Love is wholeness. Love is all you've got. Good thing love is all you need.
I like that one. I like the way you wrote the L's. All the L's are in cursive. They're like...
Oh, let's see. Let's see if you can see it. There we go. I'll flash it for the camera.
Quick flash, quick flash.
Oh, there we go.
So beautiful.
Love is love is love is love. Here, you can see right there. Got the microphone. All right.
Preach that love.
And
But love is... Because love is everything, it's so important to cultivate that unconditional love, because there's so many different mutations of love. And feeling that unconditional love with you is like, oh, this is love. I don't know what all that other stuff was. Lust, a form of love, an almost love, a mutation of love. This is love. And it's that indescribable feeling. It's not obsession. It's all of it. It's a lot. And it's nothing all at once.
Love is supposed to be unconditional. Love is unconditional. And I think that's why this feels like you've fallen in love for the first time.
Yeah.
Because I think we have.
Yeah, I agree.
The only way love is unconditional.
Mm-hmm.
Look at your parents.
Yeah.
parents, or at least they should,
love you unconditionally.
it's like a mother's love.
Mm-hmm.
Unconditional.
Mm-hmm.
Her son could be addicted to drugs and kill somebody, and she still loves him.
She still loves him. She'll do anything for him. Yeah. Yeah, when you put it into that perspective, it's so much clearer to see. But when you put it into a romantic relationship, it gets so complicated and so blurry for certain people me in the past to see the difference.
Well, I think a lot of times that people look to their partner to give them love, right? But the love is in me.
Right.
The love is not in you. Like, sure, you have your own love, but the
Yeah.
love is in me.
Yeah.
If I look to you to feel my love,
you're not going to find it.
exactly. If I'm just take, we're both just taking each other's love. It's not. It's almost like I'm reliant. When you become reliant on somebody else to feel love, it doesn't work.
It's that dependency. It's not healthy.
That's the convoluted love that we're talking about.
And then you're both empty. And then there's no love there. And then it's like, what the fuck are we doing? Convoluted love. That was good. That was the word I was looking for. Convoluted.
Because it is love.
Yeah. It's
And
just
you see a lot of relationships.
janky.
You're like, they love each other.
right. It's just
They love each other in this way that doesn't serve either of them.
right.
And they'd almost be more in love if they just weren't together.
Yeah.
Which is weird.
Yeah.
But it's like they love each other, but like they don't love themselves.
Right.
So they look at each other to love themselves.
But they're not getting it because that's not how that works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to love yourself to love somebody else.
Yeah.
I had to overflow my cup to be able to give you some.
Yeah, no, that's true. You have to learn to be alone too. You have to learn to love yourself, and then you have to learn to love being alone. You would love yourself so much that you would rather hang out with yourself than anyone else. You care about yourself so much that you would rather care about yourself than anyone else. And when we started this, before we started dating, that was one of my biggest fears getting into a relationship. I said to you, like, I don't want to be your life raft. I don't want you to be mine. I don't want to have to rely on you to bring me happiness or to bring me joy or to bring me love. And you said the same thing. And I was like, oh, I didn't know other people thought that way. I didn't know that was possible. And then I was like, oh, okay, we can date. But I just didn't know that it was possible to be with somebody who shared that belief with me, because I didn't want to be someone's life raft, and I didn't want you to be mine.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we are.
No.
And we've both said it to each other, but it's like, if this shit doesn't work out, we'll both be fine.
Yeah. And like, those are the difficult conversations that are honest and uncomfortable that we have.
Most people don't, though.
No.
Most people don't talk about what if we break up.
Mm-hmm. They don't even mention the word.
No.
Mm-hmm.
I know we've ran through that multiple times.
Yeah. Because that's just the reality.
It's like, I love you now.
It's like
and it's not like honestly, like, based on our experiences, like, I'll go in my grave loving you, or having love for you.
Yeah.
If tomorrow something happened and we said, well, which isn't the case.
Yeah.
But I think both of us recognize the fact that, like, these are feelings now.
Yeah. And we love ourselves.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, I only have myself. I love myself above anybody else. So I will be okay if that were to happen. It would fucking suck. And I don't really like to think about it. But yeah. If you truly love yourself, you'll be okay.
Doesn't matter who's in the bed next to you. You go to bed alone every day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, but I'm grateful that we can accentuate and bring out the most loving qualities in each other. Mm-hmm. In the last podcast, we were talking about the masculine and feminine energy and bringing that out in one another, and bringing out the best qualities, the best feminine qualities and the best masculine qualities in each other.
Yeah.
And having an open and transparent communication. And our love has allowed us both to tap into that.
Yeah, definitely.
I feel like I'm the best version of me that I've been, and partly in thanks to you. Look at the dog.
Oh, that's so nice. Her face is smushed in the railing poles as she's watching us record. She looks adorable, honestly.
I wish I could move the camera.
I wish I had my phone.
Wait, hold up. We need a video of that.
Maybe we'll put it in the
we'll
in
put
the
a clip
episode.
on there. Hold up. Don't move, Coda. Don't move, Coda. Oh, that's so nice.
Oh, her tail's starting to wag. That's
nice.
so nice. You're a good girl.
It's so funny. Oh, hi there, baby. Oh.
She's just loving it. Speaking of loving, she's loving it.
She is loving it. And I'm loving it. I'm loving you. Oh, here she comes. Oh, here she comes.
Hi.
She can say hi. Please don't jump on me. We'll say hi, and we're going to wrap this up.
Let's wrap it up on not a what if breakup.
What?
Let's wrap it up on not a what if breakup.
Yeah, so...
Tell me how much you love me. No, just kidding.
I don't know. I'm just grateful to be in love.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think one more thing that I wanted to touch on was like we both went through like individual spiritual awakenings and growth and whatnot. And we both reached a point in our individual lives where we felt like there wasn't much more growth to be done unless we were in a relationship. And we spoke about that before we started dating. And since being in a relationship with you, there has been so much more growth through learning about myself, through learning about what love really is, all of it. And yeah, I think being in a relationship can really be transformational in your own spiritual journey.
You're a catalyst for my growth, baby.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we're doing this.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful thing. Love is love is love.
Love is love is love is love.
Maybe we should actually kiss over the microphones this time.
Because we're talking about love.
I think I've tried to make out with you after every podcast.
I was just going to say that. You want to make out with me at the end of every podcast.
Here.
If you're in love with somebody, go tell them you love them.
Yeah.
Unconditionally, fully, and completely.
Go love yourself,
And
your
others.
partner, your friends, your family, God, your toes,
Just go show love.
your smelly armpits.
Your smelly armpits this morning.
My smelly armpits.
And I still love you.
You love me.
No matter what. That was weird.
That's it.
All right, that's a wrap.